Like it's running right now, you know. Like, yo, wow, go on, guys.
All
Welcome
right,
to the
hit
stream.
that.
Mateus.
Wait,
Mateus.
wait, are we live? Are we, guys? Stop me, guys. Are we live right now?
Yeah, we're live.
Huh?
We're live, yeah.
How long have we been live for?
Like just before we
How long
started
have we been
saying,
live for?
just before we started saying Mateus.
For God's sake. Sorry about that, guys. We were just imitating Mateus's mum. I'm sure she doesn't watch this stream. GM people, it's currently 5:20 p.m. UK time. Welcome to the 31st episode of Mycelink Sundays on the 31st of May 2026.
Wow.
Apologies, we missed last week. I was traveling Holland and I thought the guys would update, but they didn't.
Yeah, I was traveling as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Where was you traveling?
I was in Manchester, right? So I wasn't at home, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And then I saw you weren't doing this, so I was like, you know what? Like, I'm already not in my element.
I hear it. Hey, but come on, man. Like, I think we've missed 2, maximum 3 weeks out of like 34, 35 weeks. So we're on a good streak.
Yeah, we're doing well.
For those watching for the first time, this is a free weekly webinar every single 5 p.m. UK time. Check your time zones. Free on Discord. Go to the Mycelink Instagram bio, and then you'll go to our link tree, and you will have the ability to join our free Discord. Nothing in this video is financial advice. We do not intend to be perceived or received as financial advisors, but we're working in collaboration with several accredited financial and legal advisors. If you're looking for such services, hit us up and we'll refer you to a professional in connection with. Always do your own research. I usually start off these webinars, but today, Prizer's going to start. Talk to us about the VWAP, bro. Talk to us about where you want to get along in with Pengu. Let's get straight to it.
Okay, wait then. Let me just change my screen, right? Because we're on the stream. It's just showing the whatchamacallit, right, guys. Right, I just want to say, yeah. I called this dip, right? I called this dip, and I'm proud. I'm so proud of myself.
I did.
It made sense, you know. Ever since as soon as that second dip happened, from let me go back. Let me go on Pengu. Let me not go on Pengu. Let me go on Bitcoin. That's the one. Right, so that's the VWAP on Pengu, right? Started collecting data from that high, and it looks like we've still got a way to go. Obviously, you saw it bounce from the middle.
Oh, you're not showing your screen, right?
Oh, you're lying. Oh yeah. Okay, I see. Right, give me a sec. It's a bit tough to stream and do everything at the same time. Right, can you see this now?
Give me a sec. Yeah.
Okay, right. This is already I already drew this on Bitcoin, which is beautiful, right? So we're currently right at that middle line, right? We start collecting data around this point, right, where that second dump happened. This is where we were all previously really bullish, right? And this time I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fall for it. All right, I'm gonna be as careful as possible. Wait to catch these opportunities and really get that DCA on point, right? Because it's gonna come to a time where we're gonna start buying. Obviously, it might still go down a bit more because we can't predict the exact bottom every time, right? But once we start collecting and we start buying in, and it's just a lot easier to catch that bottom and keep buying rather than catching it very high. Like, okay, right now, say you started buying like a coin like Pengu on 3x, your liquidation price is great. Right, are we on the yeah, we're on the 4 hour. Right, yeah, your liquidation price is great. Right. Obviously I still think we've got a way to go. We're gonna go to the bottom, right? Um, but you know, it's getting near to that time where you guys should start buying, right? Because it's like safer money. There's not really too much more down to go, right? Saying that though, um, it can happen, right? I'm gonna draw another view up, right, from a bit higher on, so that we can see what happened around here, because last time it was paying, right, and as soon as this happened, it changed the entire shape of the chart, right? Because look, let me zoom out a bit on a 12 hour. Right. We won't talk about not having premium right now. Right. Let's blaming the dev. Right. Okay. So look, when we were here, right, it was still bullish. Where's this? Where's the drawing? Right. We had higher highs, and this was still a higher low. Right. Because this was the last low before that. It was still bullish, right? And then we went down all the way here. That was no longer what we thought, right? This is low. This meant L. Like L as in loss. Like big loss, bro. Like absolutely this was detrimental because no one could even tell. Like no one could the amount of people that lost money here is insane. Um but yeah, so now we're here, right? This definitely is not a higher high, a higher low. Maybe if you're looking at it in a short time frame, but to me, this is just a relief rally, right? Which it did do its job, right? Okay, there's a chance. There's a chance. Who knows, right? We can just do this, scale up, maybe even like this, right? But honestly, it's if you look on the higher time frame, it looks like we're gonna go down, right? And in previous bull, what bloody heck, um, in previous bull trends, I mean bearish trends, which is what we're in right now. We are currently in a bearish trend, right? After that happened, shift bearish, right? That last time was around 2022, and it went down. I think it was around 57%. Um, from the high to where we are now, it's only dropped just about 50%. So I'd say we still got a bit to go. 53K is where everyone's thinking it's gonna go. By the way, right? Everyone is like, I mean, the circle of people that don't think it's gonna just flip upside right now. But yeah. So what I'd say you do right now is you wait, right? Make some targets around this area from here down to around 53K, right? Be careful when using leverage. Oh, it stopped streaming, hasn't it? Not the actual stream.
What?
Not
Right.
wait, no, I meant not streaming. I meant sharing my screen. Don't worry.
Oh. We still live on social media, right?
Yeah,
Uh, are we still live on YouTube?
yeah. Um, yeah. If you can see this again, right? 53K. Big chance. Big chance we're gonna go down there, right? So be careful. Don't be going crazy long. Um, Definitely not high leverage. Stick to 3x, 4x, and you can get some insane amounts of insane flips right now, right? You have pretty much come at the most perfect time. Um, Check this out, right? Now, since the price of Pengu is so low right now, right? This upside is insane, right? You want to catch these absolute perfect like buys, like generational buys. I'm talking 0.006, right? 0.006 to 0.45. Keep in mind, we might be going even higher this time, right? Pengu's still rocking crazy. Like even though it's the chart looks like this, they've been smashing it, right? So what with the Man City collab and all that sort of stuff. Second time they've done that, by the way. Like, come on. But yeah, you guys can catch it around 0.67, right? DCA in 3x, 2x if you want, right? It might even touch down here, you know, 0.4. No lie, it could do, depending on how bad this bear trend is gonna be. Um, and then yeah, just absolutely mega flip, right? Say you got $1,000, right? You times it by 3, right? That's $3,000. Fuck it, times it by 5, right? So you can make 25% drawdown, or wait, no, 20% drawdown, on the actual coin, right? If it was spot, it'd be 20% down. So, 0.7, what is that like? Maybe around 6.4, right? But then you just keep buying lower, right? You keep buying lower, right? Up until you get all the way down here. And then it absolutely nukes up here, right? You've got maybe like $2,000 in a 5x long, right? That makes it 10K, right? And then that 10K flips from point point six to 0.446. What even is that? Um, let me whip out the calculator, guys. Give me a sec. Right.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Let me cook. Right. 45 divided by 6. Right. That's like 7.5x. Right. If you put 2 buns in at 5x, you'd be making 75 buns. Yeah, that's right, bro. That's right. 2 bands at 5x would bring you 75 bands at the end of this. At least. I'm just saying at least. Right? Pengu could even go higher. Well, actually, no, at least would maybe be around like, hair or something. But yeah, the crypto market's gonna absolutely rip. No, there's no chance about it. We're at a perfect pivotal point for everyone to start leeching on, jumping onto this trend. Everyone's, their heads are turned. The more downtrend we have, right? So all this liquidity that's been taken out of Bitcoin, it's not gone, right? All this is still there, right? All of these downtrends, right? That adds to the spike. So the more times we go up and then go down, that's even more for us. We're pretty much just collecting liquidity. Like the markets, they're just hodling, right? There's schemy stuff going on in the background, right? But I'm just telling you, just be patient and actually pay attention because this is the right time to be here. Um, if you were gonna do a 2x long on Pengu, you'd be completely safe right now. Your liquidation price would be around 45K, or what's 36K. You're over here. You're fine. And then you put what? Put 2K. That'd be times by 2, and then we could even go up here. You'd make easy 4 bands. You know what I mean? Now that's safe investing, right? That's like buying on spot. Okay, that's how you use leverage to your advantage. Obviously, you don't use leverage as like a whole new trading strategy because it's terrifying. Um, I got into 100x and stuff like that. I was making some crazy money, but it doesn't last. So just be really careful. Say you did catch it at 100x at the bottom. That's dynasty money. quoting Reza. But yeah, be very excited, guys. I'm gonna show you guys a little video, right, from my favorite guy, Matthew CBM. Gives you a bit of insight from what's going on. I think everyone.
Guys, just a quick one. What's the time frame you're looking at for that?
Well, if you want to catch an entry, look around the hour, 4 hour, right. The higher the time frame, the safer it is, right. If especially if you're calculating like the move and how far away the move is on the high time frame.
Yeah.
Right, that's the safest bet. So the higher it is, the better. Obviously you got the weekly, the daily, and then you look at the 4 hour and the hour, right? So yeah, well, when the week right. I always say this. Yeah, you always want to look through all of them, because like.
So do you think so on that Penguins, has it bottomed, or are you expecting to go lower?
I think it's gonna go lower with Bitcoin going lower. I think it's definitely gonna go lower as well, because a downward move right now is a pretty big deal. And you know, who knows how much lower it's gonna go. If you, I need to share my screen again so I can explain this. But right, this VWAP that I put on here, right, this thing. Do you see these lines? These two green lines and this blue line here, right? I need to zoom in even more. Where I think there's a chance it's gonna bottom is at the very bottom of this, the bottom of the green, right? There's a chance it's gonna bottom around 0.67, right? Maybe a bit even a bit higher. Yeah, that's like there's a big bit of volume right there. We'll use another one to check the volume as well. Not this. Like, you know, you wanna play to where the numbers are. You never wanna play to feel. Fixed range. Yeah, we'll do fixed range. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, just where there's this that line is, where the VWAP is, there is also a lot of volume there. Right, so that's where I would start DCAing. Right, because there's a chance we could just flip on the upside from there. Right, Pengu is actually surviving really well. You know, a lot of coins have absolutely died. But Pengu's smashing it in my opinion, especially with what they're doing outside of this, right? But yeah, the volume matches where the VWAP is, right? Could I tell you what VWAP is? No, right? But I can tell you what volume profile is. But I just know that these two things are used by a lot of people, right? A lot of very good traders, and it gives you. It's like
So then, when it gets to that green bit, are you entering like a 3x long, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in 3x. I'm gonna get in 3x, yeah. Just because it's a bit easier to maintain than 5, right? And just in case something does happen. Yeah, but to be honest, I'd really like to enter in with 5x and DCA more, right? But it's just like it's gonna cost a lot, right? Because once you DCA in once, right? Say you've doubled it. Okay, you've moved
the audio's cutting out a bit.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Once you've DCA'd
so many words stopping.
Oh damn. Well, right, I'll try my best, bro. Right. Once you DCA in a bit, right, obviously your margin becomes a lot bigger, right? So you're gonna have to DCA in more. Like you're gonna have to buy in more so that your liquidation price goes down, right?
Yeah.
At a certain point, what you do is you'd bought in a lot, right? Your margin is this much on 5x, right? You'd add instead of buying in more, you'd add more to your margin, right? Which would lower your liquidation price without increasing how much you've bought, right? It's just how much it's like you're making your bet safer. You're putting more.
So you're increasing your margin, obviously in case of it going down, so that to stay away from liquidation, yeah?
Exactly. That's it, right? Now obviously we want to avoid that as much as we can. But it's like a last case scenario, right? And you have to keep in mind that the more you buy in, the harder it is for you to move your liquidation price lower, because you're gonna have to add in more capital. Right? So safest bet is 3x, right? Say you have a grand ready, right? You have $1,000, you put in $500, right? If it goes up all the way to whatever 4.45, you've done 7.5x on technically 1.5k, which what's that? 7 times 1.5. 369. That's like nearly 10. That's like over 10 bags. from $500 on a 300 on a 3x. That's insane. But yeah, you'd
You
have
think he's gone off?
yeah, I know, so but yeah, you'd have that ready, and then if it went lower, you'd add that over 500, and bing bang bong, right? If it does go up, you've done 7.5x on in 3K instead, which is 20 bags, bro. 21 bags from one bag. Like, that's mind blowing to me, bro. How much money people can make. Now, if you're positioned properly, right? Now, I don't think anyone should just chuck like their life savings into this, because at the end of the day, you could just, I don't know, some bullshit can happen, and it does happen, right? But like, it's one of them opportunities. If you've got that money there, right, and then you put it in, put your faith in God. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you're not bothered, because you're willing to lose that money, right? That's good. You know, you're capable. And then yeah, you'd let it go up a bit, and then you'd move. You might, I don't know, take some profits, and then move your stop loss to break even, right? That way you're completely safe. You're not gambling at all, right? There's no chance of you losing any money, and you're just there to experience gains. The more there is, the more the better. But yeah, that's my thing, right? I will start buying around this point. Just 0.7, just below 0.7, heavily, as much as I can. But yeah, I definitely want to show you guys this video, right? Be prepared. Now is the time to dig deep in your pockets. not like your kids' like college funds or anything like that, you know. But anyways.
We cannot ignore the fact that Bitcoin is about to close a very ugly weekly and monthly candle. And in today's video, I'd like to talk about this and what happens after, as well as the local time frame. So taking a look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, guys, take a look at this. We are currently below $74,000. The weekly candle closes in a few hours from when I'm publishing this video, but we should be expecting some very interesting price action this week. As you know, if you've been watching the channel, I have been shorting Bitcoin for quite some time, and I've added to my position on the way down. I actually took a little bit more profits recently on my Bitcoin short, realizing around $350,000 on this trade. Unrealized gains are currently sitting at just over $100,000 as I'm recording this video.
Okay. Bloody heck.
Yeah, I can hear it, but
Oh, you can hear it?
yeah, I could hear it.
Damn.
Interesting. All right, carry on then. I don't know. It must be my setting.
And I'm hoping that this trade can turn into at least a $500,000 trade. If you want to follow how I've been operating in terms of trading this market, please remember, you do have the first link in the description down below. It's where I share all of my own personal trades and my overall market analysis. I am a swing trader, so I don't enter a ton of positions, but if you want to see what I'm doing in this market for free, you have the first link in the description down below. If you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll get access to that group for free. So Bitcoin is currently below some major levels. The first level that I want you to pay attention to is the bull market support band, and we are currently back testing it as resistance. This is not good for Bitcoin. However, more locally, before there is likely to be some more dumpage for Bitcoin, I am eyeing a couple of key levels for a potential bounce. Now, those levels are very obvious, in my opinion at least. We have the anchored VWAP from the 60K low. This typically acts as support for a major pivot. This is this blue line over here, which is found at around $71,750. And we like to add confluence to these levels. And a potential confluence would be the fact that if we take a Fibonacci from the 65K pivot low, where we dropped below the value area low of this range to the high, it coincides with the golden pocket. So Bitcoin can potentially get a bounce from around this zone if we are to head into that zone over the course of this week. Now, on top of this, there is another level that I am paying attention to, which is right below that level for Bitcoin. And that is actually a daily level where you can see right at around $70,700, we got a great reaction for Bitcoin, which effectively continued its rally. And we have the overall trend line. Now, I'm not one to necessarily draw trend lines like we're seeing here, but when it does mark a confluence on the charts, I have to point it out. So between $70,700 up to around $71,700 could be be a very interesting level for Bitcoin to get a more significant bounce in this market.
Now, in my opinion, based on what I'm seeing here, I don't think that this bounce,
if it is to even
occur,
occur,
would send Bitcoin back above the highs. So far, this structure is very bearish, and we know that typically in bear markets, Bitcoin can move lower over the course of the summer, marking some kind of low in June. So at this point in time, I will continue to remain in my existing Bitcoin shorts as I continue to take profits on the way down. I also entered another short here on Weeks, where you can see that I've secured just under $25,000 on this trade, unrealized sitting at around $13,000. This trade was also shared within my free group that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Guys, remember, that's the first link in the description down below if you want to join. Look, I think that Bitcoin will give us some better opportunities over the course of this year to buy. The structure is still very much bearish, and as I started off this video with, the monthly candle looks absolutely awful. You can see that we had a move up into this previous range, and as I said, acceptance into this range would be very bullish for crypto. But we got an immediate retrace, and it now looks like Bitcoin wants to trend lower. So more locally, while I am looking for potential long in this market, my higher time frame analysis remains exactly the same in the sense I still think Bitcoin is going low. And it honestly makes sense because never in Bitcoin's bear market history have we had 3 green monthly candles in a row. And we were looking like we were going to line up for that. However, it wasn't the case. And right now, this monthly candle will likely end in red, which is
Bam, 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 bam. Absolute nuke. All right, let's carry on.
bear market price action. You can see here that back in 2022, we got the exact same scenario, 2 green monthly candles in a row, and then the next one was red, and we dropped further and further. I ultimately think that this is something we should be expecting over the next few months. Now, some of you again will say, but Monsieur, the stock market continues to make an all-time high. And yes, this has been seen before in Bitcoin bear markets. Stocks continue to climb up the wall of worry, but because Bitcoin is the riskiest of assets, it typically underperforms in a bear market. But the good news is that when the good times come again,
I think Bitcoin will outperform to the upside. And before we move on to the news for this quick video update, I wanted to talk about why I'm also considering taking a small long position at around this zone. Not only do we have a lot of confluence here, but if we take a look at the overall liquidity, there is some short leverage piling into the market. Now, this is the one-day chart where there is technically more cumulative long liquidation leverage, but the more that we zoom out, the more clear that it becomes that there are a lot of shorts in this market. So a great scenario from my perspective would be for Bitcoin to drop to below the level that I highlighted right around $70,700, grab all of this downside liquidity from the 7-day time frame perspective, from the 30-day time frame perspective, and from the 90-day time frame perspective. You can see that most of it is piled right down to the 70K level, and then we can potentially get a bounce targeting some of that upside liquidity. Now, I know this might sound confusing to you. Liquidity is not the only thing that I add to my analysis. In fact, it's just a small portion of it, and this adds confluence to what I'm currently seeing on the charts. I think Bitcoin can get a bounce, and when it does, it will likely be short-lived before we go ahead and roll over, but I will look to trade.
The stream went off, didn't it? Bloody heck. Yeah, it's just like I'm recording, streaming, sharing my screen, bloody hell. My laptop's gonna die.
A lot of energy.
Forever.
Price action regardless. And back to the higher time frames, I think Bitcoin will likely continue its trajectory to the downside because you can still see that we're getting continuous selling from the Coinbase side of.
Right, Coinbase Premium is the difference in price, right, of actual Bitcoin and how much it is on Coinbase, right? So whenever Bitcoin is cheaper on Coinbase, it's usually good. Right now it's more expensive on Coinbase, which is pretty bad, right? People are gonna start selling, right? So because you know they're getting a better price than they would on from somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? So that's what this is. And if you guys know what, you guys must know what liquidity is. We talk about it all the time, right? It's how much volume, how much money is in a certain point, right? And the reason it's important is because that's where big companies target, right? The points where there's loads of money, because when they hit those spots, they make a lot of money because a lot of trades get closed, they collect their fees, a lot of trades get opened, they collect more fees. Do you know what I mean? Really important places, right? That's why whenever you hear about liquidity, it's hella important.
We've pointed this out on the channel time and time again. It's nothing but a sea of red. The spot ETFs continue to see net outflows day after day after day. Now, something that we should...
ETFs are like how you invest in crypto through like a big major company. Like, what are they called? JP Morgans, those guys, and all them other people. Right, yeah. They use the ETFs.
discuss briefly in this video is that there was some news that Iran and the US were going to have a ceasefire for 90 days, and I haven't really been looking into this that much because it seems like there's a lot of flip-flopping, but at this point in time, despite the fact that Iran has been rejecting all previous proposals over nuclear issues, it seems like Trump has sent a new and even tougher proposal with harder demands designed to speed up the process by putting more pressure on Iran to accept. President Trump has also been frustrated, supposedly, with how long Iran has taken to respond to US proposals and requests, mainly because Iran is rejecting Trump's daily requests, which are sent almost hourly through various channels to finally accept the deal framework. So we're in a little bit of a situation here because even with Trump trying to tighten the clauses on the nuclear program, it doesn't seem like Iran is in any hurry. So we'll have to see how this develops. Overall, though, structurally, Bitcoin is still in a bear market, and some of you disagree with me. That's totally fine. But as I've shared on the channel before, I have some exposure from Bitcoin from the previous bear markets, and I will simply look to accumulate if we are to head lower as well. Locally, though, I'm going to look to trade this price action and make as much money in this market as possible on the way down, playing the bounces, playing the shorts. This way, in the bear market, I can accumulate as much as possible when we start to hit some more attractive levels. And to wrap up today's quick video, we should be getting a pretty intense labor market week. The data that's coming out is as such. The May ISM manufacturing PMI data on Monday, April.
Fuck all this. Right, honestly, this news doesn't even matter anymore. I'm just telling you, right? Honestly, the amount of times it makes a little spike, right? If you guys want to trade them, do it, but it's risky because you never know if it's gonna go right or wrong. And there's no like repetitive action which you can take to constantly get a good result. You know what I mean? But if it's your thing, then go ahead, trade some news. In terms of the war, it's pretty much they're using, in my opinion, right, is they're using it to play the markets how they want to. Because the more we dump right now, the higher we go later on, especially with crypto, and some of the other markets absolutely ripping. Like I think the stock market went up 27%, 26% in a day. Now the markets haven't done that ever. I think like the highest they went was in 2012, I think, and that was 13% in a day. Yeah, so it's a crazy world to live in right now, especially with AI. AI is not only affecting like everyone's job industries and stuff. It's affecting the economy as well. It's a very capitalistic move because it puts a lot of power in business owners' hands. So a lot of people are trying to monopolize and do a lot of things now, which is good for the capitalistic economy, right? In terms of, you know, what I think about that affecting society, that's a different thing, right? Do I think it can make us money? Yes, but it's gonna be pretty tough. So yeah, that's me, guys. I'll pass it over to Ninja. Ninja's been trading a lot of different things. I just want to say, yeah, Ninja's been on the what's it called, the trenches, right? Honestly, it's a really good time to get into them because as soon as, right, not only are we gonna have these coins run to 7.5x, but with the market growing, we're probably gonna have these 100x runners, right? It's gonna be insane, right? Because there will be money trickling down to the trenches, and if you don't make money from this, you can cook up with Ninja. Go on, my G. My bad.
Yes, sir. No problem. Thank you for the data. So first of all, I'm going to okay, you guys can see my screen, right? Okay, sick. Right, so oh yeah, we got Ryland in the house. So let's go to Pengu. So yellow is my entry. Yeah, that's my average price. Red is my liquidation, and orange is the price that I'm average in. Now, I entered this position on one of these days. I was up, and then I was down, okay? And I'm building my conviction, and then not at the exact top here, but at like 5 to 10% drawdown here on Saturday last week. I wish I updated this on the Discord. I cut my position by 80%. So I realized a small amount of loss, and now this position is currently down on 3x, currently down about 60%. Now, my plan I hope I'm going to get to here, right? And then my position will be down. Position will be down 75%. I'm going to double down here. This is my current plan. So you have to know, how did I know to exit this position on this day on Saturday? Because when I saw my position break even, I was looking for the candles to create higher highs, and they didn't. You can have an opinion, right? Call it, you can have a thought, but you also need an invalidation. This is very important. I do not regret entering the long here because my bias was long. Here, I didn't exit. A lot of people would, had a lot of money on this trade. Over here, I think there was at least 1.5k on the table, right? But you're not successful in investing and trading by constantly making discretionary calls at every candle change. You need a plan. So my plan was to hold, right? And I always had plans of DCAing down. Now, over here, right? Over here, I'll be honest, I'm unsure at this point. I'm thinking, okay, am I going to DCA down over here? This was always the plan, right? Over here, I was in absolute bid for the confirmation of the downtrend, which was here. And as you can see, I remember I was like minus 15%, which is fine. So I exited 80% of the position at minus 15%. And this is where we are with the trade. Still believe in the generational Pengu trade, but I am just being smart with my capital. So instead of having to throw new money at this price, I'm literally using the loss that I realized here. So what I'm doing here is that I'm mitigating loss. Because remember, in trading, you have 5 types of days. Okay? You have WB, which is win big. You have WS, which is win small. You have BE, which is break even. You have LS, which is lose small. And LB, which is lose big. Believe it or not, losing small are actually winning days. Because I've saved thousands in drawdown by only losing this little bit. Right here. So, prepare to be wrong. On the Saturday. So, let's have a look at macro. Let's zoom out. Okay, so the dollar, which in the macro has a looks like a decline to me. I am paying attention right now to US 10-year, 5-year, and 2-year yields. If this climbs up, this is not good for risk on assets. However, we're living in such new wild paradigms right now that we can even live. US 10 yields go up all the way to 7% and the stock market goes up anyway. But I am looking for this to come down. For those who don't understand, all bond yields is that they're basically an interest promise. So let's say like you're the king of some corrupt country in South America, and you decide to have dinner with Trump, and you say to Trump, yes, Trump, I will sell you my natural resources, just give me $10 billion and promise me $440 million per year for the next All right, start on Unix. Nexi, Binance. Okay, fair. All right, fair enough. Yeah, this is something that I'm watching out for at the moment. Let's go through the rest of the crypto market real quick. So yeah, ETH BTC ratio had a nice short squeeze amidst crypto going down. We can see here that this is an indication. This is some kind of breadcrumbs that there is a hunger to long in this market, but it's just harder to find in the bloodbath, right? Look, BNB up 8.59%, Hyperliquid up 8%. Even within the blood, Stellar Lumens, I don't know why the fuck Stellar Lumens is up 68%, but it is. And as you can see, there are some individual outliers that have maintained some kind of strength. I don't know anything about this cold humanity, but I'm trying to look for what makes sense. So, okay, so let me have a look at the meme coin watch list. Feel free to screenshot, feel free to copy. This is my current meme coin watch list. I've got about 10 assets that I'm viewing. Of course, Pengu. I'd love Pengu to retouch that 670 million market cap and even lower. I don't know when the Pengu bottom is actually in. It could be now, to be honest. As you can see here, previous resistances then turned into a breakout. So could this be the floor? Potentially, but I'm still sidelined until further confirmation. I absolutely love the meme coin neat, right? Let me show you a crazy confluence. First of all, oh, 1 second. Yeah, this is a beautiful chart. In fact, the time to buy neat is probably right now. Following this amazing trend line here. One of my confluences is like we've literally got the BBC talking about neat. No silver bullet for the NEET crisis, what we've heard today. More than 1 million young people aged 16 to 24 are not in education, employment, or training. Technically, I'm a NEET, but I'm productive. So, yeah, I think NEET is going to do numbers much like Troll. Do your own research on this, but I think this is an amazing ascension of NEET. I'm watching Uranus just because I'm seeing it if this narrative turns around or not. It's like a 40x from all-time high, but I'm not saying take a bid now. Troll, I think, has had its amazing run. I think we're due some kind of pullback. These are clear lower highs. I think a re-entry on Troll would be around 38 million market cap. That would be a clean 261% back to recent highs. All-time highs. Let me remind you guys. Is about
and I
what?
can't see anything.
Wait, I've not been sharing my screen the whole time.
I can't see anything. I'm not sure if it's just.
One sec. Boom. You see now? You see now?
Yeah, I can see.
All right, cool. So yeah, Troll, waiting for the sniper price will be around 40 million market cap. But yeah, this basically, when something does something like this, right? So 30th of April to the 13th of May, that's literally 13 days, and that's 1,000%. What it's showing that the trenches are alive. On the 1st of May, this coin had 13 million in it. By the 13th of May, it had 140 million, right? That kind of multiple doesn't come from nowhere. Things like this, okay, and things like the Russell 2000 mover advantage. Building the community from the 11th of May, building a base here. Obviously, there's some hype. Then we've got the lower lows, lower highs, etc. I think the real good price to buy this is 3.1 million around here. Once we test here, as long as they keep growing the community, I don't see why this will do really well. So yeah, that's the meme coin watch list, guys. Halima, you ready? Right. Let me mute myself. One sec, guys. Halima's just sorting out things. Should I just leave my mic on? Okay, I'll leave my mic on and then you turn your audio off.
Okay. Welcome to this guided meditation. My name is Halima, and before we begin, I want you to know something. You don't need to do anything right now. You don't need to figure out anything. You don't need to be anywhere other than exactly where you are. This is your time. 8 minutes for your body and for your legacy. Find a comfortable position, back straight, feet flat on the floor, hands open in your lap, palms facing up. Palms facing up. You are going to remain awake, fully conscious, fully aware of every word. Your body is going to enter a state so deeply relaxed, so completely still, that something in you will shift permanently. Close your eyes and listen to my voice. I'm going to count from 5. I'm going to count from 5 down to 1. And with each number, you're going to let go. Deeper, heavier, more completely. 5. Your shoulders drop. All the weight you've been carrying, let it fall. You don't need it here. 4. Your face softens, your jaw drops, your brows relax. The muscles around your eyes relax. 3. Your chest opens, your breath finds more space. Your whole body settles into stillness. 2. Your hands are heavy, your legs are still. You are fully held by the chair, by the ground, and by this moment. 1. You are completely relaxed, totally, yet wide awake. Every word I say is flowing directly into your consciousness, clean and clear. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. And breathe out for 6. Whatever you want becomes your reality here. The light here is warm, golden, like late afternoon sun filtered through ancient trees. You lay down completely supported, completely safe. Now see where you want to go in 5 years. Picture yourself. What are you wearing? What is the weather like? Who are you enjoying this moment with? Every cell it touches becomes stronger, more vital, and more awake. Feel the golden light in your chest, your heart, your lungs with every breath. This energy goes deeper, your heart steadies, your nervous system exhales, your immune system, your body's most intelligent system comes fully online. Down through your core, your spine, the deep architecture of who you are, stronger now and more powerful. Into your legs, your feet, and from the soles of your feet into the ground itself, rooted, anchored, and unshakable. Feel that charge, the golden light in your body, and visualize yourself in 5 years. Connect them two together. Can you feel the charge? Can you see the imagery? I'm just a voice. I'm here to guide you. But it's in your mind what you want to manifest. Beneath the floor of your room, deeper than the foundations of any building, a vast living network pulses with light. Mycelium, billions of threads, invisible and infinite, connecting every root, every organism across every continent into a breathing whole system. This network does not run beneath you, it runs through you. Every charged, healthy cell in your body is a node of this infinite web of collective abundance. When anyone in this network rises, move through the world in a healthy, powerful, prosperous vibration. My financial situation improves day by day, decision by decision. I hold what deserves to be held and I release what must be released. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. And exhale for 7. Every setback is recalibration. Every dip is an invitation to build deeper. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. Exhale for 7. My health and my wealth grow together. Through Mycelink, I am never building alone. Now take the deepest breath. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. And exhale for 7. Feel that. Your body is not the same as when we started. Something has shifted in your cells, in your frequency, in the way you are holding yourself right now. Take another breath, and this time, as you exhale, feel every remaining trace of tension leave your body. Gone, released, done. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. And exhale for 7. Your shoulders are back. Your chest is open and your mind is clear and still, like water after a storm has passed. One final breath, make it yours. Fill every corner of your lungs. Inhale for 5 seconds. Hold for 3. And exhale for 7. Place both hands over your heart. Feel the warmth, the rhythm, the life force moving through you. This is the most powerful technology you possess. Not your phone, not your hardware wallet. This, your beating heart, your living consciousness, your ability to feel your way into the life you are building. Start to wiggle your fingers. Roll your shoulders back. Gently blink your eyes open and notice how you feel grounded, clear, and powerful. This frequency is your new baseline. You don't have to chase it again. You've already activated it and it lives within you. Every time you return to this feeling, this ease, this freedom, this fullness, you are making the most important investment of your life. Welcome back and welcome to Mycelink.
Thank you very much, Lord. Right. Have we got any questions? Rylan, have you got any questions?
I always have questions, bro.
Always have questions. Go on.
I mean, I think at the moment, I don't know if it's worth a discussion afterwards or something, but it's more about my position on futures with what we set up. Just knowing whether to looking at DC in at the moment.
Oh yeah. You got a 2x long, haven't you? Or is it a 3x long?
I think it was at 2x.
Yeah, alright, cool. Nice and safe. So tell me what the entry tell me what the entry was.
0.010490. I was on Pengu.
Oh, are you in a you're in an ETH long as well, right?
Yeah, 3x on that.
Okay. And what was the entry?
2332 point.
2332. 233. Okay, and then 2332. So that's currently wait, did you say 2332? My bad. 2332, is that it?
Yeah.
So that's only down a little bit, right?
It's down.
What's your minus?
42%, I think. Yeah, 42%.
Then your entry can't be 23. It must be 213. Oh, 23. Okay, 23. My bad. I'm tripping. Okay, and it's currently 42. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say again, when it comes to doubling up on these longs, because you're gonna be in these longs for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be a multi-week slash multi-month swing. You want to see minus 60. Do you say minus
Okay.
42 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you want to see, like, you want to be here. You want to be here, like 1860 minus 60, boom, and then double up on the position from there.
All right. Yeah. I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we
I'm
not?
really
Do we not? Do
steady.
we not mark? Yeah. Me and you will jump on a 101. Yeah. Like
Okay, bro.
tomorrow. Do we not? Do we not thingy? Do we not mark up anything on your screen when I was at yours?
I don't think we did, you know.
All right,
Double
no
check.
worries.
But I don't remember
We'll get on a call
seeing
then,
it. I would.
and then mark it. Yeah. We'll
Man,
get
much
on that call and mark
appreciated.
up. All right, cool,
Okay.
guys. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, good question from Rylan. Don't get liquidated, obviously. That is the key. That is the key to leverage. Like, even seeing drawdown is fine. But obviously just don't get liquidated, because as long as you don't get liquidated and your idea plays out eventually, just like with an investment, we're gonna be fine. All right, guys, I'll catch you soon. Rylan, I will. I need to go now, but we will arrange a 101 for tomorrow or Tuesday.
All right, man.
All right, cool. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.
Everyone.
In a bit.